Connor Roy is one of the most interesting parts of Succession. The actor who plays him, Alan Ruck, plays him as such an absurdly comedic character. He does not read people well, and he always feels out of place. He's played with a lot of contained yet erratic behaviors. But beneath all this, what we see is an extremely complicated character that shows us a story of neglect and abandonment. This is the point of Connor Roy, and you're watching The Man of Movies. Connor Roy is the eldest son of Logan Roy. He is the half-sibling of Kendall, Roman, and Shiv, and from the beginning, we see that he has the weakest claim to the throne. This may be due to the fact that he does not seem involved in the family business, yet is deeply involved within the family. From the very first episode, we can already see that he gives something to Logan in a very personal manner. He gives him a box of sourdough starter. Unlike his siblings, he went for something personal. This is a brilliant step to give us a peek into the person Connor Roy is. You see, Connor is the child Logan had with his first wife. Hence, they have shared a relationship much closer at the time. We can see it in later episodes where Connor and Logan both reminisce about their family and how they used to spend time together. We do not see any other character make Logan spend so much time in the past. Even with his own burial place, Connor was the only one who knew where it was. We already see that out of the 4 children of Logan, Connor seems to be the most personal one. This reveals that Connor is a character that is stuck in the past, which is rare for any character in the series. He holds on to these memories as he had lost everything from that time. We later understand that his mother was sent to a psychiatric ward, and nobody was ever able to fill in those shoes, especially not Logan. From this time, he was given a type of cake to soothe himself from this pain. With no other emotional support, he relied on this cake for a whole week. Just like the sweet treat, he learned to take the most minimal care and attention he can have and completely ignore his feelings for the sake of his father. However, this does not mean that Logan loved him the most. In fact, it is almost exactly the opposite of that. Throughout the series, we see just how distrusting Logan is of Connor. He is not allowed into the business and is not given any responsibility. Instead of helping Connor grow and change, Logan abandons him for his weakness. Due to this, the rest of his family also unconsciously or consciously behave the same way. For instance, he is never included in any of the business discussions by his 3 siblings, and his vote is not valued. Even during Connor's day of grief from Willa running away from him, his siblings don't make time for him. He is emotionally cut off from them and is never respected by them. Kendall also claims multiple times that he is the eldest boy, completely neglecting Connor's existence. He is always an outsider in the Roy family. Even the series puts very little screen time for him, as compared to the other siblings. And this explores his story in bits and pieces. By doing so, the show has emphasized his sense of being an outsider. Even through all this, the only somewhat positive relationship we see Connor have is with Willa. But in reality, from the start of the show, even she is there with him as an obligation. She was a call girl for whom Connor had a special interest in. Here, Connor does not ever come off as someone trying to take advantage of her. However, we see him trying to garner sympathy from Willa, because he is just that emotionally attached to her. We see that even though their relationship starts off as a very transactional one, it slowly turns into something much more intimate. We can see that she truly feels sorry for Connor, which was her primary reason to accept his proposal. She relates with him, as she failed in her playwright career as well. She comforts him when his true feelings come out. He says that he isn't loved or respected by his family, and that he felt like he was not good enough. Even though we don't see a complete romantic attachment between them, we see that they grew to care for one another. His family, however, does not support this relationship, with some of them rightfully calling it creepy and inappropriate. However, Logan does not interfere with it because he has lost hope in Connor. And just like the loony cake he was given, Logan allows for Connor to satisfy himself with Willa and live a passive hedonistic life. Even though Connor does use this relationship to evade his own emotional pain, it grows into his strengths as well. This can be seen in the scene where he fights off Roman and tells him that he would proudly listen to Willa because she is the only one who does not think less of him. However, before getting to this stage completely, he seeks a validation from Logan. In order to garner respect and admiration, he commits to a delusional dream of being the president of the country. He funds his campaign with hundreds of millions of dollars, and with no understanding on how insanely irrational this dream is. This only causes further embarrassment to Logan. From this act, Logan asks his other children to help put an end to this campaign. Finally, when Logan tells this to him directly, we can see Connor breaking down. From this moment onwards, we start to see Connor slowly abandon his father. He starts to let go of any expectations he had from his family. What we see here is a character that slowly learns to live without the need for love or respect from anyone. We see how much he cared for that respect from the time he carried out the party for Logan and completely lost his composure, all because the butter he served was too cold. He was a character that was so insecure to be judged by the smallest of things. Even later on, he does not really regain the respect for himself. Instead, he quits the game and lives in his own ideals. He then goes on to even bargain with Logan, even though he was always letting his father get his own way. We see that he was never hopeful about this bond when he says that I am a plant that grows on rocks and lives off insects that die inside of me. This is someone who came to terms with their reality. He even mocks the rest of the siblings when he says that they need constant affirmations from their father, as though instinctually he has justified the way Logan was. Even when Logan dies, his first response was not to blame Logan like the rest of his kids. Connor genuinely blamed himself for not making Logan proud. We can understand that Connor is the only one who actually managed to come out of the toxicity of this family to some extent. Especially in that very scene, he follows it up by correcting what he said, just to spare the feelings of Kendall and Shiv. We see the pain he feels when his father once again fails to meet him when it truly mattered, at his own wedding. Still, he shows maturity by covering his own emotions. He then carries on without being bothered about the Royco business. He still feels attachment to Logan, even buying his house and keeping his items. He learns to love and care without anything in return. In the end, this was a character with great complexity and depth. He was someone who wanted to get away from the family but kept getting pulled back in. We see the kind of self-doubt and anguish one might grow up with in the absence of care and nurturance. The product of this is a man who cannot find people who genuinely care for him. He is always regarded as an afterthought, but he learns to live on regardless. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.